YouTube Rewind. For YouTubers, it's the work Christmas party you would like to always go to, but then when you don't get invited, it's really just fun to trash talk it and talk about how terrible it is. YouTube Rewind 2019 has came and gone. Was it better than the 2018 Rewind?
K-pop!
Yes. It was way better than the most hated YouTube video of all time. But that's the same reason why it's better. It just happens to be better by comparison. Similar to the way that I feel like a knife wound feels a lot more manageable than a gunshot wound. There was only one way for you to go after 2018's rock bottom. Do you smell what the rock is cooking? It's only just to go up. So how else could we make YouTube Rewind better? Well, we could just use a WatchMojo format. Yes, if you haven't seen it, or you've been under a rock, or you haven't seen 30,000 other people complain about YouTube Rewind already like it's the standard tradition to do, this is what YouTube decided to do. We decided to go with the WatchMojo format. Then of course, in that WatchMojo format, you just had your basic top 10s. You know what, you've seen WatchMojo. You may have not wanted to see WatchMojo, but it has wormed its way into your playlist at some point. It don't feel bad, it happens to all of us. But of course, you have your generic giant YouTubers, your Dobricks, blah, blah, blah. They don't need me to mention their names. They're already doing just fine. Even with the numbers, I feel like Felix and Mr. Beast were more as token tubers, I guess you could say, for the more outspoken community of YouTube. The see-through bullcrap community, that kind of thing, let's be honest. You won't see K-pop fans, beauty guru fans, just generic loud content makers with the false positivity and all that stuff, being self-aware enough to call out YouTube on all its mistakes and the shady stuff that it does. You're not gonna really see those here. It's gotta, I'm choking on my own frustration. It's gotta be bland and safe. The Felix wedding thing came off as a, haha, no hard feelings, guys. Like, that's really all it came off as. Is it bad? No, it's honestly nothing wrong with really mentioning it, but that's what it came off as. Then the flower shot for the trees, I'm assuming that was for Team Trees. It just seems kind of phoned in. There was some cool animators in the Rewind. I think it was like 2 of them. Definitely gonna go and sub and follows, because that shit is awesome. That's nice to see. That's what we really want to see. It symbolizes effort being recognized. So that's part of the problem, YouTube, but whatever. You got your usual giant YouTubers none of us have ever heard of till now. And look, that doesn't invalidate their inclusion. Just saying it feels really fake and forced, because if you look up some of them, it's pretty generic content. Some of them are awesome. Like I said, that Andy Motion, one of the animated YouTubers, that's great. The older guy with the putty substance, I forgot the name of it. I think it might have been in a different language, but some of the music videos were great. Not many, but some of them were legitimately good. Like, respect to hard effort. I respect that. Then of course you had your generic gaming content, of course. I mean, you knew what this was before even going in. It's like watching the rest. You got your Roblox, your Minecraft, your Fortnite, just oh no, Roblox, Minecraft, and Fortnite. 3 pretty flat, standard, generic game played by kids. Who would have thunk that would have made it into a top 10s list? Le gasp. Then of course you got T-Series. It's interesting how they gave T-Series a milestone and left out the fact that they only did so because of the circumstance of India coming online with its Wi-Fi becoming available to the majority of its citizens. And it's one of those things that just, it's a staple over there. It didn't do anything great. I mean, it's just standard big network TV. I mean, it's basically akin to celebrating a network that has like a bunch of the late night talk shows that litter YouTube. It's nothing that's worth celebrating. Now, let me be clear again, because there's some hardworking people within those networks, but as a whole, it's just what it is. How easy, like given those circumstances lining up all together, how easy is that? It's an alley-oop. There's over 1 billion people over in India alone. It's an alley-oop. It's so easy. It is just like celebrating water all at once because it's so available to them. Like just water's, it's available to everybody, or for the most part. Or air, available to everybody. Who would have thought that would have reached a milestone so quickly? Le gasp. And then, of course, I guess you could say you have the PewDiePie effect working, which is, and nothing against PewDiePie, he works really hard. You guys have known I've mentioned PewDiePie in the past. The dude works, he hustles, he uploads often. I mean, I can't knock that. does it consistently, like nonstop. You know, respect to that. But as far as the PewDiePie effect, if you have that whole base before you're available to the rest of the world, it's gonna tell the algorithm, holy crap, a lot of people love this particular channel or person or whatever. Let's push it out to the rest of the world. There you go. Nothing against whoever, even if it was a box of Clorox wipes that had a large following before coming online, it would push it too. That's just what it is. You know, of course, there's other factors in between as far as like the work ethic, what kind of content you put out, all that stuff. But essentially, I mean, it's a boost not a lot of us have the fortune of having. It's just, that's the reality of it. I know, I live that reality. My disappointment. I think I have some internal bleeding, but just have to put some perspective to that. Also, I'm happy for the K-pop, seriously, because even though the small rabbit part of their fan bases are painfully annoying, they're the most childish and immature thing on Twitter, the K-pop people, like many other indie musicians and all those hardworking people busting their ass for their dreams and stuff out there, doing it for their family, doing it for their fans. It's a hard craft. I'm not even going to take that from them. It's a really hard craft. I mean, we've even lost a few K-pop idols within the past couple of years, man. It's no joke because the industry is so rough. So even though K-pop stans really are annoying to high hell, please don't take it out on the actual musicians themselves, because they get the fame. It would be nice to have it. They get the money too. That would also be nice to have, because it hurts. It's still a pretty painfully rough job. So I really wish them all the best, and it's nice to see them get represented in the Rewind. Now, with the pleasantries out of the way, let's move on to what really irked me the most, the etika aspect. I think what makes me the most mad about this, etika. You could have easily have shoehorned etika into the end or something. Look, YouTube, like, look at me here. He may not be as big as your other generic cookie cutter YouTubers running the gambit, but his personality is something worth celebrating. Even if you don't know the guy, you could have shown the edgier part of him, no swears, keep it squeaky clean as you like it, then show the more genuine, humble side of him. It's really not that hard to do. He's shown both sides. You can do the, yeah, he's rambunctious, but he had a heart. You could have did that shtick. It would have been a perfect slam dunk, and you could have did it. But nope, nothing at all. Rather you would show what Jeffree Star, who actually made veil threats earlier this year, because his head was so big and so far up his makeup kit. I was about to say we'll go with that too. It's more family friendly to say. Nothing against him. It's just, that's what he did. It is what it is. I mean, nobody's perfect, but still, it's worth noting. I don't follow the garbage, but still, it's heartbreaking. You easily could have put the man in there, because he's done, whether you know it or not, he's done a lot of good. He can be in there, but whatever. It's all vapid and meaningless, but it's just, you can't help but feel like your sins are crawling up your back because of it. You know, that's another etika-based reference. I know the Joy-Con boys are out there. I don't know, I'll probably make some kind of mention in a title or description or whatever, and then YouTube's be like, oh, show it to them. Anyways, overall, YouTube Rewind, from a corporate standpoint, is actually pretty genius. At first glance, it looks like YouTube actually gives a crap, but you know, it was pretty lazy, pretty safe. You know how it goes. It was smart to do the whole, hey guys, we messed up, but you can do it better. You know, that's cool, that's great. I'm making fun of it, but legitimately, that's a good start. But just think about how easy it is for a corporation to make a top 10s list. You know how easy it is for generic YouTubers to make a top 10s list, but imagine how easy that was for them. Like, WatchMojo has made a successful corporate entity out of just generic top 10s lists. They make a top 10s list out of it, like top 10 toenails. And they've done exceptionally well. And then YouTube was like, oh, look at this. This works pretty well. You know, it's easy, safe, simple. Do it. And not only that, think about how cheap it is to make a top 10s list. You could have an intern make the 2019 YouTube Rewind, sit in their boxers. No, like, serious. They can sit in their undies and just do it. I suck at editing. I'm terrible at editing. That's why it takes me so long to put out a video. And I still could have done it. It was basically Social Blade Rewind, reading stats off to you and showing a clip. Really, that's pretty much it. It was Social Blade should have took a shot at YouTube, but because it's probably just beneath them to do, they're probably not, and it's probably just very easy to do. But I'm pretty sure Social Blade is like, bruh, You messing up our analytics for this? You can see the dislikes on the actual video. Again, you can see them there. And this is just a start. Imagine when more people come across the YouTube rewind and how the dislikes are. You already know how it's going to go. Is it going to be worse than last year? I guess only time will tell. Maybe it'll get to the point to where YouTube they'll disable their own dislike. Could you imagine? See, I actually can imagine it. So YouTube, you should really just let a genuine YouTuber, this is what I would say to fix your problem. Fix the major part of your public image, because it's still in tatters. And rightfully so. I mean, not too long ago, we were talking about COPPA. You did this to yourself. Like, I know COPPA's been in place since 1998? We get that, we know it fully. But the way that you've ran has brought it to your face. The way that your algorithm ran, it promoted garbage content to kids. You did that. You set this up yourself. You could have had more compelling content go out. You could have not punished animators the way that you've done. Nobody's perfect. We all make missteps. I can't stress that enough. We all make missteps, a lot of missteps, but you've been so relentless with not fixing your own missteps. This is where we are. This is what people, look at your dislike bar. This is what people think of you. There are YouTubers out there that actually care, that make amazing content that really should have been in a rewind, but they're so small and insignificant, nobody wants to mention them. And it's really sad. And another thing too that's really sad, not all of the YouTube staff is just this evil Disney villain, got it at the mall kind of BS villain. They're not that. Some of them genuinely give a crap. It's nigh impossible for all of them to be just evil douchebags. They're not all like that, but just the way that you've been ran, that's how people perceive YouTube. That's how people perceive everybody that works at YouTube. I know it's not the case, but you've done it to yourself. And that's why people feel this way about you, because you can just own the stupid mistakes that you do. But since you're a corporation, you can't admit when you're wrong. When you do admit you're wrong, it has to be in this very safe bubble to where, oh, this isn't a big deal. This isn't a big deal. We can apologize for this because this won't hurt us down the line. But because you do stuff like that, nobody trusts you. But well, another solid entry into the YouTube Rewind in the books. I look forward to 2020. Oh God, 2020. Patreon, because it helps me make much better content than there is now. It's just really my Patreon. It's tiers start as low as like a dinky dollar a month, but hey, that dinky dollar helps out a lot. Thirdiverse, because I have some sexy ass tees that really deserve a sexy ass body to go on to. And I'm pretty sure you guys will be match made in heaven. So if you go to thirdiverse.com, go ahead and swipe right on one of those sexy tees. Feel free to send it in. Show us how good you look in it. I'd be glad to display your greatness to the rest of the world. Like, comment, and subscribe, or not. If you had fun with me ranting and complaining, downward spiral style, then I've done my job. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, fantastic new year. Take care of yourselves, and always remember, just like I'm telling YouTube, you can always do better than what you have been doing. You just got to believe you can do it. Try to be uplifting at the end. God, man. I think maybe I have heartburn or something.
This place exists between dream and reality, mind and matter.